So this is what we were discussing yesterday, okay? So we started with a couple of ways, like we first started with like creating a circle and then doing this in self-init, that init function. And then we discussed like these things, these attributes should be made private. I mean, the user should not have direct access to these variables. Was our requirements. In some of the scenarios, you do not care. In some of the scenarios, you will be like, the user should not have access to these variables directly. In most of the cases, usually like the right way of programming is to make these variables or make these parameters as private, okay? So the first thing which we did, where we just had self.x equals to x and self.y equals to y and self.r equals to r, it was not private. The user was able to access these parameters outside this class directly and was able to even update it without any validation or without any authentication. That is what we were discussing. Yeah, so these are the parameters. Ideally speaking, we should be keeping them private, okay? So our first solution which was there, we were not making it private and the users were having direct access without any authentication, without any authorization to these parameters, these variables. That was our first approach. Then we used a getter and setter method, okay? We used a getter and setter method, and we realized that like by chance, let's say initially you had not coded using a getter and setter method, and suddenly you are adding getter and setter method to your code, user may not be aware of those changes, number one, and their code will start failing. Number two, even if you tell your user that you have made such changes, all your users who are using your code will need to make changes at their end in their code, okay, which is not right. I mean, you don't know like how complex their code is, and because you made some change in your code, everyone else has to make a change, is not something right. Okay, so you will need to make it back compatible. So these are some of the history which I was explaining you, why we are coming with such kind of solution. These are all the history, but this is the ideal way of doing it. Okay, even if you are not able to understand some of the things, you can ignore the rest of the discussion for now. Okay, with time, like once you start coding, once you start as in writing these programs, gradually it will start making more sense to you. But for now, if you are not able to understand, all you need to remember is this style of coding. Every time do it, okay? All the rest of the approaches which I was explaining was just to help you understand the history behind of everything, how gradually we kind of like all this Python programming and this style evolved. What I was trying to explain you guys. If you're not able to understand it right now, this is what you will need to do it every time. Create a class, create a definite function where you will have self.x, self.y, all the parameters initialization you will be doing. Then this style of coding you use, def of the parameter which you are trying to make private and where you want some kind of authentication, create a function with the same name, like whatever the parameter name is, with the same name, create a function. And for getter, you decorate with this property, and for setter, you decorate with parameter dot setter. Okay, once you have done that, write your logic within this code, within this function, like all your authentication, authorization logic, you will be writing within these functions, and you will be referring your attributes with double underscore, that is private. Okay, you will be referring using double underscore parameter name. And everywhere else, like here also, like I have not written it correctly, you can do self dot double underscore r, self dot double underscore r, that way. That is one way. Or instead of this, you use the function, like Okay, here there is no function. So double underscore R is what you will be using. Once you have done that, you will see that directly you will not be able to access this self dot R. Like if you have created an object, if you have created an object C1, you will not be able to access as in like C1 dot R without going into this function. So the moment you access C1 dot R, automatically it will go in this function. And similarly, like if you assign some value to this c1 dot r equals to 5 or something you do, automatically it will go into this function. That is what you need to remember. So even if the user is saying c1 dot r to access the parameter, it will go in this function, do further validation, authorization, and then finally return the value. If the user is trying to update or set the parameter value, still it will go in this function, like setter function, and it will do the authentication and then update the values. That is what it is doing. So forget about the first two approaches if you have not understood it thoroughly yet. Use this and refer the previous code and just play with those code. You will be able to understand, you will be able to figure it out. Why are we doing this? Okay, I hope there should not be a lot of questions now. Try this out, play with all the three approaches, all the three different style of classes that we created, and it will start making sense to you. Is everyone with me so far?
Sir, what
Yes,
is the
yes, sir.
Yes,
excuse
sir.
me, sir.
Yes, yes.
Sir, what is the use of @ property and @
That is what I'm saying. At the rate property and at the rate setter, we call it as decorators. This is a concept in Python. You can just see there is something called as decorators in Python, which will change the behavior of your function, which will change the functionality of your function on the fly. You can write your own custom decorators, but these are some of the decorators which Python has defined for you. But for custom decorators and other things, we will not be going into much detail. That is not, that is kind of beyond the scope of our course. But these are inbuilt decorators in Python, which is used for getter and setter methods. So for now, by default, every time whenever you have parameters, you do self.x, self.y, self.r, and then to use getter and setter method, create functions with the same name of the parameters and code it this way. Okay. You just need to know these are decorators which will change the behavior, functionality of the function on the fly.